half of the stuff that Donald Trump got away with, Obama could never get away with because he was a black and he had to put on an image. So I'm not giving anybody a pass. Why don't we ever get passes? Like the people that do the same thing in the same positions as us.
We have a returning guest and potentially a special guest. We'll see how the show goes. But for now, let's welcome back my man, Marius Morrison. What's good, brother?
Everything going, everybody.
Sha Carri Robinson had the internet on fire with her 100-meter dash not too long ago and lit it back up the other day when she got suspended for 30 days due to testing positive for marijuana. My question to you guys is, do you think that her suspension for 30 days is justified?
Before I answer the question, I want to say boycott the Olympics because China again, or Tokyo, China, or Japan, whichever one. These people are continuously not supporting black people, so just boycott the Olympics this year. But I do want to say that her suspension is justified. Like rules are rules, and she broke a rule. I understand her circumstances, and I feel for her. And me personally, if I was in charge, I would let her run. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she broke a world rule. It's not an American rule. It's not a Chinese or Japanese rule. It's a world rule for the Olympics, and she broke one. So she does have to face the consequences of her actions. So her 30-day suspension is justified. Hopefully, you know, the 30 days is over by the time her she's supposed to run, and you know, hopefully she's able to run.
No, I do not see that it was justified because I don't remember what year the Olympics was when Michael Phelps he got caught smoking weed or whatever, and they just did him like a fine or something like that. So no, that's not justified, and he was still able to participate in every last Olympic season after that. So no, that's not justified. They probably just using her as an example to say like, okay, you broke that one rule, right? That everybody is supposed to abide by, but we're gonna make an example out of you to say like, this is not what we support and this is not what's gonna happen. This is not what we're gonna bring into the Olympics ever, which is fine, but no, that's not justified at all.
First off, I know some keyboard warriors out there, so let me start off by saying I'm not a historian. I don't know the longevity of the Olympics and if anyone smoked weed and they were playing or, you know, running the next day. But I will say it's justified. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, we're all adults here. And it's a set standard that we all have to abide by. Regardless of how we feel about it, all of us have served at one point, and smoking weed is illegal serving in the Army. You just can't be caught smoking weed and be like, I'm sorry, guys, I just had a weak moment. No, you're an adult. You know the rules, even though it's legal in your state. You know the Olympic rules, and you have to face your consequences.
All right, so personally, I believe that weed should be federally legal, especially if alcohol is legal. And I also understand that Sha Carri said she was going through a lot, given that her biological mother had passed away the week before, and that's when it all happened. Nonetheless, you knew the rules. Weed, you know, it's a part of your job. It's your profession. At the end of the day, you put your career in jeopardy because you decided to smoke weed. I understand that it was supposed to be like a coping tool to use to grieve in situations like that. So we do need to educate ourselves on better ways to deal with, you know, poor situations or situations that affect us negatively, loss, things of that nature. But it's very justified in being suspended because you knew what you were getting yourself into.
After watching her interview, I respect her even more because she understood what she did. She accepted the consequences. She didn't make any excuses for herself. She just let people know, you know, her situation, and she accepted full responsibility. I respect that. To respond back to Zay, I do not believe that he was smoking during the Olympics. He was smoking on his off time, and he was just caught smoking. So he was seen as a bad representation, nothing that would eliminate him from the Olympics.
So y'all all said that it was justified because she adult. She know what she was getting into. She's an adult, but she's a young adult. Like she got to handle a lot of pressure, a lot of fame that just came all of a sudden. Nobody teaching these young adults how to cope with things that they go through and always being under a microscope. So if that was the case, somebody should have been there to help. But yes, I am a young adult. I know what I'm getting myself into semi. But why not help her? Like, why make an example out of her? Why not show her appropriate way? Like you said, give her another coping mechanism.
I hate to sound like this. She could have used CBD. The thing that she could have used. I'm not saying that they made an example out of her because 30 days, she will be eligible to run. Make an example out of her would be like you not be able to run at all. But one thing I will like to say is that she was very professional. She was accountable for her actions. So I do her off of that.
So yeah, so as far as Michael Phelps, his weed incident happened 9 months after the Olympics. So he had already participated in the Olympics, but he did get suspended from going to the World Championship after that. The U.S. team suspended him shortly thereafter. I also think it's justified because a woman just popped up for steroids. She also got suspended. Sha Carri, I do believe, needs another way to cope. And substance abuse is a common coping mechanism throughout every race, throughout our country. You know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't. I don't know, man.
Zay, are you giving everybody a pass just because they have different circumstances than everybody else? Just because, you know what I'm saying? Everyone has a different circumstances. So are you just giving everybody a pass because of their certain circumstances?
I feel like we are crucified the hardest. Like we have to be at our best all the time. We can never have a weak moment as a Black culture. Half of the stuff that Donald Trump got away with, Obama could never get away with because he was a Black and he had to put on an image. So I'm not giving anybody a pass. Why don't we ever get passes? Like the people that do the same thing in the same positions as us, they get small passes. Like, yeah, they got a suspension, but they weren't all over the news. They weren't put under a microscope. They didn't get backlash for the weed and all this other type of stuff. But she is. Why? Why can't she? Okay, I got my suspension. Why we gotta blast it all over the world? Like,
say for me personally, 30 days isn't that bad. You'll still be able to run. So how about you should just go out there and win a gold medal and prove all these haters wrong. I fully support that.
She was professional in her apology. I do appreciate that. However, it almost felt like she was kind of asking for a chance, and I don't think I would have did that. I think that she did what she could. Again, she's young, she's still growing, and yeah.
I agree that most of the stuff that Trump did and we as a culture don't get passes as much as anyone else. And I think that we're aware of that. So if we're aware of that, that kind of like gives us even more reason to kind of be cautious, especially if this is something I know I want to do, right? If I know I'm trying to get these medals and like make a difference and kind of change that narrative, right? I can't give them that ammunition, right? And another thing is, so like I said, there was a woman who also tested positive but didn't get the headlines. She tested positive for steroids and not marijuana. The reason she didn't get the headlines was because she also didn't get headlines like Sha Carri did in the beginning. Sha Carri exploded. There was plenty of other Black people that got into the Olympics that didn't make as big of a splash as she did. She out here popped off, sprinted off. The way she won her race was in and of itself notable, right? So she gained fame and notoriety because she came from the back, took off on them, orange hair, popping fingernails, pointing at the clock like, look at that time, you know what I'm saying? She flexed, and that's the thing, she flexed. Now, I kudos for that. But at the same time, you got yourself in a situation that just as public as we celebrated you, you're gonna fall down. Just like any of these other celebrities, mind you. Again, our celebrities fall from grace loud. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other celebrities will fall from grace behind the scenes. They'll just let them fade away, which is even more reason, again, kind of how, you know what I'm saying, my family instilled in me, I've seen other families, other people get them chances. We don't get them chances, so they don't get a chance to tear you down.
I don't feel like it should be that way. Like that's.
But it is. But it is. It's not about how you feel. It is that way.
But it is.
I think that
said the same thing
with you as far as it shouldn't be that way, but it's reality.
Right. It's reality, but it's not. Everything is not based on how you feel. Well, mostly nothing is based on how you feel. Everything is based on what it is and what it ain't. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
what it is and what it ain't, because sometimes what it ain't, they still make it what it is.
Because that's the way it is. They give these leeways to these other people. They give excuses and reasons for these other people, but not us. That's the way it is. It shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
Hey, no. But I want to change the conversation, but not change it, but just like divert it to the Olympics as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like how they ban you can't wear or support Black Lives Matter during this Olympics. You can't wear Black swimmers can't wear what's it called? hair caps because it's too bulky or whatever. Like what do you mean? Like, listen, this is the same shit that we going through, you know what I'm saying, or that we just went through as a country. Now we going through with the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. I suggest all black people just boycott the motherfucking Olympics because they not here for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like with that Asian bill, that Asian hate crime bill, they got that shit a month after some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this shit for years. They ain't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? They not here for us. They don't hear us. They don't see us. They don't fuck with us. And they just continue to prove it.
Oh no!
So we boycotted. What happens to the Olympics?
It's gonna keep going, but it's not gonna get as much exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna keep going. Like, if I'm talking about black people, like the participants. The participants need to boycott it. We as fans should boycott it. I understand it's not gonna happen because motherfuckers gonna be given up opportunity that they worked their whole lives for. So I understand that it would never happen. But if we wanted to send a message that we're not about to continue to tolerate this bullshit, boycott it.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys, a lot of these guys, this is their job. You know what I'm saying? I know. All they do 4 years, this is it. And us boycotting it I get what you're saying. It'll probably make them think, oh, snaps, we losing dollars. I think they can care less about the athletes. It's them losing dollars, right? So we are the product. We are the fucking money. They don't make shit without us. So here's what I'm saying. They don't show any black athletes. They choose not to use black athletes. That's fine, right? They'll just keep having athletes play and they'll win their gold medals. And if they end up breaking the record, cool. But that's as far as black people. And if we don't watch it, they'll lose money. So then what you'll potentially run into is them pandering to us, right? They'll do that pandering thing where it's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 commercialize it just so they can get them dollars. So I'm just wondering, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just challenging to kind of like generate thoughts on like what will be an alternative to just all out boycott. Cause like if we boycott, then what happens? Like they come back like, oh, we're sorry. Go ahead, throw on the Black Lives Matter shirt. Yeah, throw a Black Lives Matter commercial on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I hear you. There's like always, I would say there was always a repercussion or negative to any type of movement. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, bro, like, and it's people jobs and careers. So I know it'll never happen. Even if it did happen, what are they gonna do after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been like motherfuckers been running since they was 10. Yeah. What are they saying? Like, what are you gonna do after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just hard to continue to see us go through the same shit, bro. Like without some type of drastic change.
No, I got you. My thing was just trying to like spitball other like alternative.
I don't know any other alternatives. How the fuck?
Maybe somebody can comment down below some other ideas, man, of how we can make a difference as far as other than like maybe getting on the board. But I'm not sure how the Olympic Committee works. Is it like does the country get to determine the rules or whatnot for this? Olympic?
I don't think so. I don't think that'd be the case at all. I feel like that's you know what I'm saying, like it's a world. I think it's like a world board, pretty much like the what's it called, the Geneva Convention or whatever. Not the what I mean, but
yeah, we know what you mean. I was gonna say I was reviewing actually the swimming things, so it might change over the next week or so.
Yeah, because that shit was wild. The elite swimmers don't need that. They don't need those Afro caps.
The best swimmer is black this year. The best runner is black. I think the top 3 runners are black. The top gymnast is still black. She goated, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We taking over, bro. We taking over, and they hate to see it.
Yeah, man. We just gotta keep dominating, and then you can't really do nothing about it, So that's why I don't think you should boycott. I think you should go out there, dominate even more, just obliterate, just shut the whole show down. That's what I'm saying. Don't remove yourself from sight, because if we could just get those out of here, and we can just enjoy our show, the way we want it without the blacks dominating, we don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? But if we in the face just keep winning, keep dominating, and fuck, we gotta figure something else out. Let's take the caps out, still win the swimming championship. Let's bust them for marijuana, still come through and win the relay. You see what I'm saying? Because she's still gonna be able to run. She can run the relay. She just can't do the 100 meter. But she can't be the fastest woman, but she can still get a gold medal. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know. I think the solution is just keep winning. Keep winning. But yeah, let's get to the next topic. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up.
That was a good one. I like that. I don't know why Zay always trying to, go against the grain.
Thanks for watching this clip of That's Debatable. I'm Tony T. Be sure to give this video a like and comment your views down below. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how you felt about the video. But if you really want to support the channel, give this video a like and watch more clips by selecting the video to the left and to the right of me here.